Today I want to show you how I did this simple waterfall in my new Forest Falls painting. This painting is done on an 8x10 canvas using acrylic paint. This piece was inspired by the picture you see on the right side. It's actually a picture that I took when Adelaide and I took a trip to Olympic National Park. That place is beautiful. You definitely need to go there if you have not. Alright, so let's get into this. So I started with the base of the waterfall. I went ahead and mixed together some blue and white, and I pretty much just blocked in the entire area at the base of the falls. Towards the right side, I added just a touch of black because I wanted it to be darker around that right side and between those logs right there. So moving on to the waterfall part, I mixed together a little bit of blue with the majority white to make a baby blue. And I'm using a small round brush for this. So I'm starting at the top and I'm working my way straight down the side of the waterfall. And you can see in this reference photo that there are a lot of breaks in the waterfall. So I want to definitely show that on the canvas. So I actually drew some red lines on the reference photo, showing the places where my brush strokes change direction. So the way I think of it and the way what it's really doing is hitting those rocks and sort of spraying out on either side. So now we're going to move on to the bottom pool underneath the waterfall. And I'm just continuing with that baby blue. I'm just going to put some of it just at the base of the waterfall using side-to-side brush strokes. And you can also see in the reference photo where this area is. And now moving down below these logs, I'm going to go ahead and place some of this kind of using like zigzaggy shapes. I don't want it to be necessarily perfect because I'm giving the illusion of a reflection right there. And that reflection, if you look at the very top of that photo, there's like a break between the trees, and that's where that light is coming through there. And it helps to look at things like that sometimes. And I'm adding some highlights also across the water, just using horizontal brush strokes. And I'm just using that same baby blue. And I'm also using just a little bit darker of a blue around the edges, using that same technique. Okay, now for one of the final touches, and this is a really good technique. This brush that I'm using here is called a deerfoot brush, and it's really good for just adding this misting effect. So what I did was I watered down some white, just mixing water and acrylic paint together. And I'm just going and putting this pretty much all over the waterfall, making sure that I'm getting a little bit extra at the base to show where it's actually landing into that pool. And then coming for the very last touches with pure white, I'm just kind of reinforcing the directional strokes in my waterfall and just adding a couple little highlights to the top of the water. And that's a finished piece. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope this tutorial gave you a little inspiration and a new idea that you can try in your own painting. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to give a like and also subscribe. I post new videos every Sunday and also a few shorts throughout the week. If you want to see some of our other art that we've done, you can go to our Etsy shop. The link is below. Wishing you a peaceful and creative week. See you next time.